On this International Women's Day, which actually marks the 121st anniversary of the declaration of the day, may I, on behalf of the CPIM, extend my warm greetings to women in India and across the world, and to all the supporters of the struggle for women's emancipation. We know the history of this day, the significance of it. In 1910, at the Second International Socialist Conference of Working Women, the call was given for an International Day of Solidarity. There were 71 countries represented, there were 100 women there, and a day which started in 1910, by 1975, it was a day accepted by women and people across the world. In fact, the UN adopted it as its slogan in 1975. And I think what is significant is that the issues which were raised at that time, the issues of working women, the issues of democracy reflected in the right to vote struggle, and thirdly, the issue of peace, are extremely relevant for us today, and particularly here in India, where we see the impact of neoliberal policies and the huge negative deterioration of the lives and the rights of working women, of women in working poor families, of rural women in India. So one is the impact of neoliberal policies, particularly on women across the world at the time of pandemic and here in India today. And it's also significant that today in India, across the country, women farmers' issues are being highlighted. That is extremely significant because we know that patriarchal notions and practices actually brush out the fact that women are farmers. Women are not just women working on farms, women are women farmers, and they have very specific issues. So I would congratulate the Sangyukt Kisan Morcha today on behalf of the CPIM for the decision to observe International Women's Day at every protest site of the farmers, because these are very, very critical issues. The second issue of the right to vote today transformed into the right to democratic participation, the right to dissent, which is under such a severe assault by the Modi government, which is an assault on the constitution, the assault on the basic values that we treasure, and especially for women, the right to democratic protest, the right to dissent. And we know how many young women are in the jails of India today under UAPA. So I think the fight for democracy is extremely relevant, and we assert that right today, and women's struggles for democracy, secularism, and the democratic rights to organize. And the third, when we talk about peace, we don't just talk about world peace against imperialism, which is of course very critical because we see the assault of imperialist power both at the economic and the cultural level. We see how in India today, the government of India is linking itself with all the imperialist misadventures and aggressive moves across the world against people's struggles. But equally in India, when we talk about peace, we link it to the struggle of women for unity. And we link it to the struggle against the Modi government trying to divide women in the name of religion. And we have seen the terrible impact of that. On the one hand, we had the huge struggle last year against the CAA. And we had thousands of women, and particularly minority women, out on the streets for that. And we have seen how the Modi government tried to punish them in the way it did. Therefore, these three slogans, for working women, for women's rights and the economy, for the right to democracy and secularism, and thirdly, for the right to live in peace, a secure life against the violence unleashed by criminals supported by the Modi government. So once again from the CPIM, warm greetings to each and every one of you. Strengthen women's struggles, strengthen the struggle for social change. Forward today. Thank you.